Hello everyone, this is Dark Geese. I do this every year. It's what I call the Dark Geese's expectations of the community. Except now with KOF 13 looming around, and obviously you seeing my involvement in international tournaments, I've decided to expand this to my expectations of the world. So, with the Peru stuff going on, and with Evo just happening, and maybe KOF 13 for console being something that'll motivate people to play more KOF in the United States, I think it's time to change this to the expectations of the actual world. So I'm going to talk about some things today that I feel need to be addressed from what I've talked about on Dream Cancel. First off, I just want to say that the whole stick issue with Mondo, whatever, that's all been resolved, guys. We'll just move on from that issue. It's drop it as it is, and let's just move on, move from it. Let's all learn from it, and let's just put it past us. That's all. Let's just go past it right now. So now talking about the expectations of the community. This is 2011 and it's about to be 2012, but since since KOF 13 comes out on the 25th and the 27th of October. And for what it seems, the console version is more like KOF 13 Unlimited Match, basically because they've did so many tweaks, and it's got some new characters and new stages and stuff. Basically, it's going to be an opportunity for people to really get into KOF, because as I told you all, we see the cultural differences between the United States and a couple other countries that have access to streams and stuff, and some of these other countries that don't. There's a lot of emphasis placed on graphics and what looks pretty and what's pretty to the eyes and what's being superficial, money, stuff like that, stuff that's superficial. There's a lot of emphasis put on that in the United States and maybe even some of these other countries. So some of these other countries that may not have that, may not be poor necessarily, and may not have the same technological advances that some of these other countries have. So while you have some of these other countries like what you're looking at right now, for the Latin American Cup, playing 2002 because it's a great game and still playing it and not caring about the graphics, you've got a lot of people in the United States and some of these other countries looking down on 2002 saying, who's going to play that crap? It looks so old and all that stuff. And then they miss the point that it's not necessarily about how it looks, but it's about the quality of it. So KOF 13 is probably in KOF the first time where people are going to look at the graphics and then also look at the gameplay and say, oh, wow, awesome. So this is an opportunity to unite people of very different upbringings, very different cultural values together in the King of Fighters community. But before this happens, things need to be addressed as always, and hence I'm going to go to what I've been talking about. First off, what I want to tell people is, again, as I've said in how to counteract stereotypical North American ignorance in regards to KOF, people need to understand that SBO itself is a super regional tournament at best. It's not a world championship. This is not just coming from me. This is coming from a lot of Japanese players I've spoken to, such as not limited to Hummer, Fujihara from Battle Coliseum, Fujihara-san, Danke, Bata, and a lot of other people that have told me about what SBO is. These Japanese players have told me that SBO, all it is a promotional tournament, guys, for newer games. Now, obviously, you've got games like Third Strike, or some few that stay every year. But for the most part, all it is an alternative, is a tournament to showcase the newer games. Guys, that's all it is. So you can't take that as a world championship, because they're only going to showcase these new games once every year. And if you haven't noticed, the KOFs, for the most part, alternate every single year. So when you have something alternating that much, how can you truly determine who is the best in that region? You'll find out who's the best right when the game comes out. But then a year later, when more people like Mexico, Brazil, Peru, and all these other countries have access to it, you can't say then who's the best in the region. I even go so far as to say, don't even say those are the best in the region at the time the game came out, or best in the world, I would say, when a game just came out, because you still don't know that. You don't know that. It's hard to come to that conclusion. As hopefully Evo and a bunch of these tournaments I'm doing and other things to show you. It's really, really hard to come to this conclusion. Now, as I was saying about SBO, again, remember, it's a super regional tournament. It changes every year. And a lot of these Japanese players think, as far as from KOF's concerned, doing the KOF actually holds more weight as far as even a regional tournament is more concerned, because it's changing, because it doesn't change the KOFs really. It keeps the same KOF games really, adds new ones from time to time, but it's a stability of what the games are going to be. Therefore, over a longer period of time, you can really know who is the best in the region. Instead of, SPL champion 05 next year, not playing the game anymore. It's like what has happened with Key Rock, for example, in NGBC. When I was talking to Fujihara and them frequently about NGBC, about possibly going there, they were telling me Key Rock was nowhere close to the top anymore in NGBC. Things change, guys, from time to time basis, and that's why you need to have the games on a consistent basis in tournaments. But that's one topic I want to talk about. Another topic I want to talk about now is basically what I've talked about on Dream Cancel in regards to what needs to happen in order for the Evo to, people to be ready for KF 13 next year in Evo. And basically, I'm going to go on a limb as I did on Evo, and I'm going to say this right here, guys. My prediction based off my travels from all these places in the United States is that the results for the top 10 to 15 in Evo and KF 13 next year are basically going to fall between. They're going to fall between SoCal. They're going to fall between, myself. They're going to fall between Mexico, Japan, Latin America, Asia, and some other parts of the world. That's your top 15 spots. And, that caused a couple of concern, and some people in SoCal have been saying they don't share those sentiments of me. And while it's okay, I feel, to disagree, what I need to tell people is that, again, if you're going to come with a strong argument, your argument needs to be supported by data. In other words, you guys can't just sit here and tell me that I'm wrong based off just having an opinion. I mean, your opinion, again, is fine, but it's not going to look very strong if you have nothing to back it up. Basically, what I'm saying is the opinion of many people that have not seen what I've seen, even in the United States, is that valid if they haven't traveled. In other words, for example, guys, I've gone to Minnesota. Over the past 6 years, I've gone to the following. I've gone to Atlanta for final round. I've gone to Evo North / Midwest Championships. I've gone to Chicago, Register Midwest. I've gone to Minnesota, SoCal, Mexico, New York, North Carolina. I've gone to, I feel like I'm missing out. Las Vegas for Evo World. Chinatown Fair. I feel like I've gone to all these places, guys. And so I feel like I have a NEC, Philadelphia. So I feel like I have a pretty good idea. Or I feel like I'm qualified at least to say what the skill level is around the United States in regards to KOF. And then when I made the prediction saying that the top 10 to 15 spots in KF 13 are going to be between SoCal, myself, Mexico, Japan, Asia, Latin America, and maybe another part of the world, I feel qualified to say that because I have 6 years worth of research traveling to these other places. Now you've got some of these other people, again, saying they don't agree with me, but my counter argument to them is, where is your evidence? Where is your evidence? I say, where have you gone to all these places like I've gone to see what I've told you people? I've been telling you as a long time is a severe gap in skill level. There's a severe gap in skill level between SoCal, basically SoCal and that area of skill, and basically the rest of the world or the rest of the United States. There's a severe gap in skill. The only people that I've seen that have been able to truly compete with SoCal, or basically I'd have to say, or let me rephrase that again. There's a severe gap in skill level what I've noticed in my travels compared to what I've seen compared to the level of SoCal. So basically, for example, I use this for an example, guys. This will just illustrate it. In Evo, I think it was 2007. Yes, Evo World 2007, guys. You got Justin Wong. He entered KOF 13. He got last place in KOF 13. But yet you have Justin Wong on the eastern half of the United States ranking high and winning these KOF tournaments, guys. When, I mean, no disrespect to Justin Wong, I talk to him frequently, but guys, as you know, he is not a serious player. in King of Fighters. He is not at the level to defeat veteran players in King of Fighters. So for Justin Wong to win or even rank highly in any tournament in the United States would mean that these people at these areas for KOF are not at the skill necessary to compete against the SoCals, the Mexicos, the Japans, the New Yorks, the people like myself or of that area. They're not at that level because Justin Wong is not at the level to defeat those caliber players, guys. He is not. So which means, again, when I say that ranking or when I made that call, I'm going based off that, what I know. I'm going based off evidence, what I know from the USA in the past 6 years of doing this research and what I've seen from traveling myself compared to SoCal. Thus, I appreciate and I understand the optimism from these guys that don't quote-unquote agree. I understand a lot of it is political, it's public relations, it's to put a good face. I understand even for the form, I understand. I agree with it to a degree. I understand that, guys, completely. There's no problem with that. But what I'm doing is going deeper than that. It's like I tell people on the forum. It's one thing to talk about change and, oh, we're going to get better and we're tired of hearing about Kula and we're tired of hearing about Japan. It's another thing to talk about what you're going to do about it. Anyone can say, guys, they're going to win the lottery. But it's the person that says, I'm going to win the lottery and this is what I'm going to do every day to make sure I win the lottery. Now, that's the person that has a better chance of achieving it. If you're just going to say you're going to win the lottery and you don't have a plan to win the lottery, then more than likely you're not going to win it, period, under any circumstances. If you do, it's going to be pure luck. What I'm saying is you guys need to have a strong, very strong, a very, very strong plan together. And you need to realize that you need to be playing people of comparable skill to SoCal and Japan and Mexico and these other places I said to hope to crack beating people at that level. Because if not, you're going to see a severe gap in skill level in relation to the SoCals, Japans, Mexicos, and other areas. And these other people, you're going to see a severe skill level. If you just watch looking at the results, you'll notice that. You can look at the EVO results this year and notice that. Top 10 to 15 spots are from where, guys? SoCal, Mexico, Japan. You can see that for the top 3, and that was a 53-man tournament Evo. You can see it this year. Then you had Salim crack it. But the top 10 to 15 spots, guys, are easily already taken by SoCal and Mexico from Evo this year. So I'm saying, guys, again, you need to look in the mirror and realize that it's not going to be easy to crack the top 10 to 15. But you're going to need to play people at the level of the SoCals, Mexicos, Japans, etc. to be able to get to that level and compete against them. Otherwise, just playing against the people that you're playing against currently right now is not going to be sufficient, more than likely. Because, again, you're only limited to how they play. And then you get fooled into thinking that's going to work against other people that are going to play differently. And you realize you might have learned bad habits. And that's what I'm saying. It's almost like playing a computer and then, saying you're ready for a tournament. Playing the same people over and over again fools you. You get misled, and then you go to a tournament, and then you get your ego shot down because you've been misled by playing a certain amount of people all the time. So you need to travel and play stronger opponents. You need to push yourself if you want to get to that particular level. And that goes for everyone. And so for that particular prediction I made that I think is going to win Evo for next year, I'm going to go out and I'm also going to say these are the people I feel have the best chance of cracking that top 10, that prediction I made. I think North Carolina has a very good chance of doing that. Now, I know the Pride may not necessarily play it, but I've talked to Piso, quite a bit on Facebook, and he's very determined to prove his worth. And I think they have a good chance because they've been able to prove their worth in the East Coast in KOF. And they have also been able to crack that stigma of losing to Justin Wong in tournaments on the East Coast. So I think that puts them up there. If they are serious, they'll have a shot. Definitely cracking the top 10 to 15. I also like New York City. Not only just because of what I saw at Chinatown Fair, obviously, But well, basically, that's what I want to say from basically what I saw at Chinatown Fair. If somehow people can get connected to that, play with those people, get them interested in playing KOF 13, get them coming and traveling. Because again, if you don't show up, you don't exist, guys. That's unfortunate reality. Get them traveling. They will, I think they also have a very good chance of cracking the top 10 to 15. Also Minnesota, I talked to Desmond and them. As I was up there playing Desmond and Lady Butterfly, I'm going to say this. If you all can somehow get on Lady Butterfly's level, and then, you know, transfer that to KOF 13 and be on the level, you too stand a very good chance of taking top 10 to 15 at EVO. And then I'm also going to say, let's say I see Minnesota. Oh, NorCal. NorCal stands a very good chance. I saw Tone and them play at EVO 2009 and Novio Diffie Prologue 2009. And I think they have a really good chance. Now, obviously, we saw they may not have fared too well at EVO this year. But I think when it hits console, if those guys push it hard and Tone and them take it hard, and I know they will, they can do a good job. And guys, remember, you have access to SoCal. So use it, NorCal. Go play the SoCal players. It won't hurt you. Playing against yourselves, again, is nice. But as I told you, you're going to get fooled into believing things because they work against the people you're playing against. You need to be pushed. You need to see different styles. The people that see the most different styles are the people that are going to fare the best in the tournament, guys. That's what it's going to boil down to. The people that have the most experience, the people that have seen the most different styles, have the most exposure. Those are the people that are going to fare the best in the tournament. So you want to travel and see as many different things as possible, guys. And if you do that, then you'll be the best prepared you can be. And then what y'all talking about the results being different in the EVO next year, that has a very strong chance of happening. But if y'all just sit here and do what you've done the past 5 to 6 years, I rest assured I'm going to tell you my prediction will be true. You can take that to the bank. If you're not willing to work and do what I'm telling you to do, the predictions are going to be the same. And online can be perfect, guys. But again, you need to play in person against these people. And I know there's going to be tournament stuff, but you need to have a solid plan to play people on a consistent basis as often as possible that are not in your general area, so that you don't get caught off guard when you go to EVO, because you're not going to get much time to analyze that different style, to learn from it and adjust in a tournament. You're just not. So you need to see it on a consistent basis in a non-tournament setting so you can learn how to fight against it. And then that will benefit you guys. Now, I've said quite a bit. That's my analysis for this year. And hopefully you will see me this year with LDA Inc. pretty much working in conjunction with GPX to promote KOF 13 around the United States in certain areas with Mortal Kombat and other games. You will see that this year. So stay tuned, guys. I have a big tournament coming up, and I have a lot of stuff to take care of. But I hope this has pretty much told everyone my views on everything. And like I say, comments, feel free. But this is my pretty much expectations of the community this year. I expect you all from not only all around the world to listen to what I'm saying and do this, so the next year when EVO comes, and if we can get it on as a main game, everyone will see in a big tournament that everyone is ready to go. They've played, they're skilled, and there won't be huge gaps in skill level as I've seen from traveling. And that's all I wanted to say, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.